Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello from Rzeszów, Poland. The first day of finals at Junior Euro Diving Championship. Okay, so I'm Michele Benedetti. Hello from Rzeszów, Poland. As I said, first day of finals at Junior Diving Championship. Just a couple of weeks after the Senior European Championship in Belgrade took place, with some amazing diving there. We have a few divers that are also here this week. We started the first day with only one event, is the team event. Mixed team event. We have 10 teams that are about to step on deck and be presented for this first final. 10 teams in this particular event. Divers or countries are allowed to bring between 2 and 4 athletes in their team. And it follows the same rules as the Senior European Championship. So we'll have 6 total dives, in which all 6 group of dives are supposed to be performed. And so there's an individual female diver on the 3-meter springboard, then a male diver on 3-meter, the mixed 3-meter synchro, and then there is an individual 10-meter female dive, a male 10-meter individual dive, and a mixed synchro on 10 meters. 6 dives, 6 group of dives. Quick reminder for you what the group of dives are: the forward rotations, from forward somersaults, backwards, reverse, inward, twisters, and only for the platform events we also have the armstand. We still have a few minutes to go before we'll start the Junior European Diving Championship. And in the meantime, I do suggest you to get on your smartphones and download Euro Aqua, the European Aquatics new app. Been running for a few weeks now. There you can find anything interesting, anything regarding not only diving, but swimming, water polo, artistic swimming, open waters, and anything regarding the European Aquatics. All the news, the results, the content, videos from past events and results from past events. And also, if you register on this app, you can bookmark your favorite sport or athlete and follow everything that is going on in the dive, in the aquatics. Again, just a couple of minutes and we will start here in Rzeszów, the Junior Diving Championship. we're almost ready. There's teams and the judges, referee, and the teams are about to be presented. As I was saying, don't forget to download the Euro Aqua app. You can find the link on our YouTube channel to download. Team Italy with Giorgia De Santis, Davide Barberi, Irene Pesce, Simone Conte. Here we have Team Ukraine, Karina Ilzina, Cyrillo Azarov, Dimitro Stepanov, and Danilo Avanesov. Third team up is Team Bulgaria with Iva Ereminova and Svetomir Ereminov. Now we have the fourth team, the home team from Poland, Maciej Buziak, Aleksandra Giampietro, Natalia Pivorowska, and Ada Siborenko. Now team number 5 from Turkey, Simay Arslankan, Eceseval Arzinkan, Baris Ichinki, and Kardelen Karabulut. Now next up, from Sweden, the 6th team, Emma Ricatti, Peder Sau Ubred, Signe Stahl, and Maja Janinkovic. Now, from Greece, 17, Simoni Monacha, Grigorios Mitru, Stravula Chamelu, and Spiridon Koutsajanis. From France now, Baptiste Alamanno, Amélie Bayol, and Pierre de Persin. The 9th team, his first final is Team Great Britain, Hannah Newbrook, Noah Penman, Robbie Wood, and Amelie Underwood. The last team from Germany, Ole Rosler, Team Axer, Charlotte Lederer, and Emily Steinhagen. And these were all the teams they're gonna perform this afternoon here in Rzeszów. We are just a few seconds away from starting the 2024 European Junior Diving Championship. See it on screen, but the judges are being presented with the referees, the European Aquatics, the European Aquatics Technical Diving Committee members being presented. Also, there is a World Aquatic delegate. After that, we are set and ready to go. So, as I said, quick reminder of the rules. 10 teams. 6, what we see on screen, the panel of the judges. 10 teams, 6 dives per team. As you notice, there are teams that brought 4 divers and others that have 2 or 3. It doesn't really matter as long as all the groups are performed. All the group of diving, and another rule that we have in the Junior European Championship in this particular event compared to the Senior European Championship, the difference is that being a age group championship, this one's in Rzeszów, there's a separation in the age groups. So 14 and 15 years old are in the B group, so younger divers are in the B group, and the older divers, 16, 17, and 18, are in the A group competitions. In this particular team event, it is mandatory to have at least one diver from the B group, so at least one younger diver, and that is mandatory for every single team competing today. We're ready. We're ready to start. Giorgia De Santis on the 3-meter springboard. She's gonna perform a forward 2.5 somersault, full twist. 3.0 degree of difficulty. Nice, very good. Slightly too far forward from the board, but very nice, nicely done. Vertical and clean in the entry. Good 60 points for Italy to start off this final. Not bad at all. A very good first dive for Team Italy with Giorgia De Santis. Could have been a little bit better if she stayed closer to the board, but definitely not bad. Now her teammate Davide Barberi in Team Italy is the one from the B group. Diver from Rome doing a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck. Ooh. And not as well as his teammate. Davide, unfortunately, completely steps forward from the hurdle, ends up being over the end of the springboard, not straight in the entry either, so force for him, and Italy closes at 93.60, their first round of dives. Second up is Team Ukraine, Karina Ilizina. Also for her, a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck. top. A good dive by the Ukrainian. Very strong off the board. Was much higher than Davide, the Italian diver before her. Not very clean in the entry. She kept her arch a little bit too much in the entry, but 6.5 sevens, not bad overall. 56 points for her in this dive. Her teammate, Cyrilo Azarov, forward 2.5 somersault, double twist. 3.4 degree of difficulty. Ukraine in this round has a higher degree of difficulty than Italy. And Cyril does a great job with this forward 2.5 somersault double twist. Very strong, beginning with the hurdle very high up in the air. And I gotta say, this young diver is extremely sharp in the air and does a great job with this dive. Brings Ukraine in the first place right now, 132.50. Bulgaria, the only team with 2 divers in this event. First dive for Team Bulgaria is a forward 2.5 somersault pike. Not too bad, slightly slow for Eva Ereminova. Eva doesn't do bad on the takeoff. It's very straight with her upper body, so it goes straight up, doesn't lean forward, doesn't jump away from the board. The entry could have been cleaner, especially considering this is a very easy dive. Now, Svetomir Ereminov, the Bulgarian diver, is doing a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck. And not bad, better than what Davide Barberi from Italy did a couple of dives ago. But also in this case, it's off rhythm with the board. Doesn't get a good push to get high in the air. Good understanding of where he is in the air, but ends up being quite short. And Bulgaria right now is 2 points behind Italy in 3rd place. Natalia Piwowarska from Poland, inward 2.5 somersault tuck for the Polish diver. .7 degree of difficulty on this dive. Good. Not bad. She finds her verticality. She's straight up and down when getting in the water, but not completely straight. She's vertical, but not straight. Judges do deduct a few points because of that. She could have been slower on the board to get a better push from the springboard and managed to get better straight line entering the water. Reverse 2.5 somersault tuck for her teammate Maciek. Maciek, very nice entry, slightly over with his feet, but does a great job in the come out of this dive. A solid push off the board and especially a very good lineup for Maciej Buziak. 54.60, and Poland now is in 2nd place with a 10 points lead on top of Team Italy at the moment. And I gotta say, with that forward 2.5 somersault double twist by Cyrilo Azarov, Ukraine already has quite an advantage from the other teams. Ukraine is 30 points ahead of Poland, but let's wait for all the others that are coming up, starting with Turkey, forward 2.5 somersault pike. Their first dive, and very similar to the Bulgarian diver Eva Ereminova, not completely straight in the water, not a clean entry entering the water. This is a particularly easy dive, should have been better performed in the water by Simay, the Turkish diver. excuse me, by Ece Erzincan. Now we have on the board Baris Ikinci doing anywhere 2.5 somersault tuck. Very strong off the board, very fast while somersaulting. Not a good control of his back when entering the water. There's a big arch, and that causes the entry not to be extremely clean. Could have been better, especially in the entry. Very important for divers to keep their core tight and not let the legs either drop short or pass over with a big arch in the entry. Now is time for Team Sweden. A backward 1.5 somersault, 2.5 twist for Emma Ricatti. See, this is what I was talking about in the previous dive. Completely loses control of her back, arches way too much when getting in the water, and the scores are quite low, just 3.5s, and 29.40 for Sweden on their first dive. Now her teammate is doing a reverse 2.5 somersault pike. We have seen these dive only in attack position so far. This first reverse 2.5 somersault pike, very well executed, especially the entry is very clean, and in order to get it completely vertical, Heather had to pull as hard as possible backwards, because these dives seem to end up going short, but it was able to quickly reach as far back as possible to get it clean in the water and vertical. Simone Monacha now from Greece, a forward 2.5 somersault pike. Again, an easy dive. She needs, other than a great top, also, and happens again. She needed a clean entry. We have seen 3 or 4 of these dives already, and actually 3. This was the third one, and all of them have been very heavy in the water while getting in the water, so the entry gets a lot of splashes out, and the scores go below 6s for Team Greece on this dive. 38.40 at total right now for Greece. And now reverse 1.5 somersault, 3.5 twist for Grigorios Mitiru. Short, too bad, because the takeoff wasn't bad. It was a perfect distance from the board. Little disappointment in his face coming out of the water. He could have done a better job in the lineup. Slightly short for the diver from Athens. It was a perfect hurdle. Should have waited a little bit longer on that push to get more room to get it vertical. Now, next up, 8 team is Amélie Bayol from France, and she's showing us a back 2.5 somersault tuck now. Oh, very nice for this young French diver. Very nice dive. Probably pulled with her back a little bit too far back, but very nicely done in the entry. And even though 5.5, 6, it seems like it's not very well executed, I gotta say she does a very good job. She's very young. All the 3 French divers are from the B group, so they were all born in 2009. Just 2 out of the 3 are not even 15 years old yet. So very young French team. A forward 2.5 somersault full twist now for Baptiste Alamanno. Not too bad. Probably too far away from the board because his upper body just leans too far forward on the takeoff, but 97.10 for Team France, and they are now in 3rd place. You see, especially while we see Amélie Underwood performing the back 2.5 somersault tuck, you will see in this particular event, the team event, not only the difference in styles between countries and tactics, meaning which dives are performed, which group of dives are performed on 3 meter and which ones are on 10, so what do they prefer. But also the difference between younger divers. Well, we see Amelie going way too far over past the vertical line in this back to nav somersault tuck. I was saying how the younger divers, you see what 2 or 3 years at a young age, what a difference it makes. How like 18 years old diver, well developed and much stronger, obviously, than 14, 15 years old. And it's a good thing by European Aquatics to have a mandatory B group diver in this event for their development. Oh, huge mistake in the hurdle. In this case, by Noah Penman, completely over the end of the board with his toes. Recovers very well, but that is a huge mistake that judges noticed. He didn't encircle his arms. Still manages to get vertical, but definitely a lot of points deducted because of that that hurdle. Now Great Britain is at 78 points in 9th place. Reverse to nav somersault for Team Germany with Emily Steinhagen, and after her 50.40, and after her good performance on her first dive, we have her teammate Tim Axer forward 3.5 somersault pike for him. Very strong off the board. An amazing execution by the German diver. Very high, up in the air. You see how strong he is when taking off. 7.5. 118.60. Germany is in 2nd place right now, behind Ukraine after we were done with the first round of dives, and we start right away with Team Italy. I can tell you the rankings that we didn't see on screen. We have Ukraine at 132.50 leading. In 2nd place is Team Germany 118.60, and in 3rd place is Poland with 103.20, and all the others following with huge mistakes by a strong team like Great Britain, by Amelie Underwood and Noah Penman on their back 2.5 somersault and forward 3.5 somersault. I wasn't expecting Great Britain to be training so far behind. But now let's move on to round number 2. Italy with Simone Conte and Giorgia De Santis. Back 2.5 somersault tuck. Extremely short by Giorgia De Santis. The synchro was a little bit off, but the biggest mistake in this case is the female diver ends up being quite short. Overall 51.80, and Italy gets up at 145.40. Next, second team up is Ukraine with Karina Ilizina and Dimitro Stepanov. They are showing us a back 2.5 somersault tuck as well as the Italians before them. Much better than the Italians. The synchro is almost perfect. I gotta say, they both push a little bit too far back from the board. They're not at the perfect distance from the board, but a very well executed individual dive, and especially in synchro. I mean, 191, and Ukraine has a huge lead now. Very big lead, 46 points ahead of the Italians. 46 points is almost already a whole dive ahead of the Italians. On the board now is Team Bulgaria, also for them a back 2.5 somersault tuck. It's easy to see in this case how the synchronization is not perfect. Completely off rhythm at the beginning of the balance of on the board, on the springboard. They are off on the takeoff and manage both of them to get vertical, but 6.5 for them, 54.60 total on this dive, and Bulgaria is right there, very close to Italy. They're in second and third place at 146 and 145, very close from each other. Ada and Maciej now from Poland, a forward 2.5 somersault pike. And a huge mistake by Team Poland. Unfortunately, female diver ended up being way too short. Ada Siborenko on the, well, we don't have a replay right now, but she got 3.5 from the judges, completely short, still in a pike position, and just 26 points for Team Poland, who was in third place before and is going to be training quite a bit behind the rest of the group after this huge mistake. 26 is a very low scoring dive. We have Turkey now on the board. Back 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist for them. Nicely done in synchro. They have got a good timing off the board. Very well executed in the air by both divers. It's nothing too fancy, but they did their job. 6.5. Got on their head, vertical and quite clean in the entry. So now Turkey is at 132.60. Peder and Signe from Sweden. Peder Saur and Signe Stahl are back 2.5 somersault pike. The hardest dive we have seen so far in this second round of dives. 3.0 degree of difficulty for them. And well executed, not perfect angles in the entry because as you can see, Peder was slightly short while Signe went over with their legs past the vertical line. But overall, considering also it's a 3.0 degree of difficulty, they do a very good job here, 58.50, and they are in second place at 147.90. It seems, we see the other teams, we have 4 more teams to go. Team Greece now is the first team of these 4 that we have left, with Simone and Grigorios doing a back 2.5 somersault attack. We see right now on the rankings, we still have Ukraine way ahead of everyone by more than 40 points. Team Greece, the same mistake, but a bigger mistake than the Swedish before them. We saw Simone short in the entry while Grigorios ends up going over past the vertical line of his back 2.5 somersault attack. So that's something judges notice and they do not want to see. It's easy to notice and they deduct points just because of that. 140.60 for Team Greece after 2 rounds. France now, inward 2.5 somersault tuck for them. And completely off rhythm, starting from the squat on the board. They are pressing on the board at different timing, completely different strength. It's understandable. They're very young. They need more experience. At this level is their first European Junior Championship and first event. Understandable, the emotions and everything they're going through. But France is now at 137, not too far from there's a huge group of teams, 5 teams within 10 points between the second and 6th place. And now let's see what Great Britain does. Same dive for them, inward 2.5 somersault tuck, very well executed, especially the one by Noah Penman is extremely clean in the entry, does a very good job lining it up. This synchro could have been a little bit better, but 7s from the judges, and Team Great Britain makes up for the previous mistakes in the first round of dives, and they are now within that group of teams, they're in 7th place. They made up at least 3 spots, 2 spots, at least 2 spots. So let's see what Germany does now. Back 2.5 somersault tuck. We have seen many of these back 2.5 somersault dives in the second round, performed in synchro. Let's see what Germany does. Another good dive, also for the Germans. Probably not. They're not at the same height, the 2 divers. So makes it causes that Emily ends up getting in the water ahead of time. But Germany is stable in 2nd place. Once again, we have the rankings now. 190-130 from Team Ukraine. Germany in 2nd at 169. And then you see a huge group of teams within 12 points, within even 15 points, all the way between Bulgaria and Turkey. A little bit further back is Poland, but nothing is said and done, as if you followed the European Senior Championship in Belgrade 2 weeks ago, we have seen many events coming down to the very last dive, and nothing was decided until the very last dive. Let's move on to the 10-meter platform. Irene Pesce from Italy, inward, 3.5 somersault tuck. 3.2 degree of difficulty for the Italian diver. She was European Junior Championship last year in Croatia, in Rijeka. And not too bad. We did not see perfectly the entry, but the takeoff wasn't too bad. Could have been faster in the somersault. Doesn't pick up much speed, but for this, yeah, see, 5.5, 4.5, just 46 points with this high degree of difficulty dive. She wanted definitely a better entry. She was quite short there. Armstand back double somersault 1.5 twist for Irene's teammate Simone Conte, the diver from Rome, performing the first armstand that we'll see in this competition. And I'm going to tell you, every single team has to perform a dive from the armstand. Again, because it's mandatory to perform all groups, and the armstand obviously is possible to do it only on the platform events. Let's see, first of all, for the divers, it's important to show that they can hold the armstand, hold it well, and for enough time that the judges understand they're steady there and can hold it. Perfect position for the Italian diver. And an amazing job by the Italian diver getting the dive vertical. Nicely done, cleaning the entry, probably a little arch at the bottom, but definitely a great dive. 70.40 points for Team Italy, 262.20 now for them. Our leaders so far in the competition is Team Ukraine. We have Karina Lizina, inward 2.5 somersault pike for her. Here, she's ready. She had to wait for the referee to let her go. 70, I was saying 71 points for Team Ukraine by the 2 combined divers to pass ahead of Italy. A good dive, not very clean in the entry. She should have done a better job when getting the water, because she splashes a little bit too much. Not bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good dive, 6.5. But I was expecting, but she's a very talented, even though she's very young, she's a very talented diver. And I was expecting a better entry. She got a little bit too many splashes getting in the water, but not bad. And Ukraine is at 2:44.50 while we wait Karina Lizina's teammate Danilo Avanesov doing an armstand back double somersault 2.5 twist. Ooh, he lost control of his feet completely getting in the water, and also goes quite past the vertical line. This is the hardest dive we see here today. 3.6 degree of difficulty. Very, very difficult dive. And we saw how difficult it is. He completely lost control of his legs when getting in the water. Only 41.40 points. And, Danilo Vanesov wanted to do a much better job here. He only has Italy 23.70 points behind. Half the gap between them compared to the round before. It was 46, now it's 23. Well, now up is Team Bulgaria, inward 2.5 somersault pike for Eva Ereminova. Way too far over. Her somersault is good enough. She probably drops her head and shoulders in the come out. When it's time to line up, she should have cut her head high and look at the point of entry. She drops her chin instead and goes over. 32.20 points for her. Next up is her teammate. Svetomir Ereminov. Forward armstand, double somersault pike. For Svetomir, 2.4 degree of difficulty. It is mathematically impossible for him to get ahead of Italy at this point, and Italy and Ukraine, because the degree of difficulty is not high enough. Not even with 10s he could get ahead of them. And you saw there how he didn't pike save underwater, meaning he got in the water and instead of doing an extra somersault continuing the rotation, he pulls forward with his head and shoulders and arches way too much. The entry is quite heavy, 215.80 points for Team Bulgaria. Next up, Poland. Alexander Gianpietro is also doing an armstand front double somersault pike. And interesting in this mixed team event is the strategies that each team follows and plans. We have seen divers do, like Team Italy, they do easier dives on springboard and much harder dives on platform. Some other teams prefer to do harder dives on springboard, probably because considering there's different age groups in this event, they gotta it requires a lot of brainstorming between the teams, between the teammates and coaches of the teams and team managers to decide which one is the best option. As I said, another armstand full double somersault for Team Poland in this case, and very similar to the one we saw before by Svetomir from Bulgaria. Quite heavy in the entry, not too bad in the air. Probably definitely needed a better entry in this case to score more. Maciej Buzak is doing a back 3.5 somersault tuck now. And for Team Poland, 9.5s would bring them ahead of Team Italy at the moment, mathematically. Not bad. It was a good top. It took him a long time to take off. Needed that extra time to focus. It was a good top. Came out a little bit too late and was over. 5s from the judges, slightly below 50 points, 49.50. And Team Poland is at 218.70. Now, from Turkey, Kardelen Karabulut, another armstand forward double somersault pike. Turkey was in 9th place before this round. Struggle with their synchro on 3 meter, and again a little struggle holding the armstand and not well executed armstand. She should have stayed on her hands longer when up on the platform. Doesn't do that. The judges deduct a few points. First of all, because of the armstand not held, and also because it goes over and too many splashes coming out of the water. We move to the 5-meter platform. Being a junior event, divers are not they're not forced to do everything on 10 meters, which happens in the senior events. On the left side of the screen right now, you can see the Turkish diver back to half somersault tuck. Well, very well executed and an incredible clean entry in the water. Not bad at all for the Turkish diver. Baris Ikinci. 7s from the judges, 63 points, not bad at all. And now Turkey is ahead of Poland and Bulgaria. Nice job. Sweden, Maja Jakovici. She's showing us an armstand forward somersault on 7 meters. It's extremely easy dive. Not clean in the entry. Extremely easy dive. Usually this dive is used in the required dives, so lower degree of difficulty dives. 5s. For Maja, just 27 points. Sweden is going to lose ground now after this mistake. They were in the group of teams that were between 2nd and 7th place after 2 rounds of dives. Her teammate, we saw the other Swedish diver do a forward 3.5 somersault pike. It was Peder Sauer, and 5.5s for him, 49.50. I was checking the scores. Sweden is now ahead of Turkey, Poland, and Bulgaria, but with the back armstand, Team Italy stepped up in front of all the other teams that were in that group of teams very close to each other, between 3rd and 7th place. We had Germany quite ahead in the previous round, but let's move on to Stravula Shamelou inward 2.5 somersault tuck for the Greek diver. As I said before, another dive that doesn't get very clean, a very clean entry. Her Stravula ends up being quite arched in the water, 5 and 5.5 for her. And Greece is at 179.35 right now before the last 2 dives. We still have Spiridon. The Greek diver is showing us a forward armstand double somersault. Spiridon Kotsagiannis, good armstand, very fast off the platform. He is the Greek diver from B group, so very young. Spiridon, born in February 2010, so extremely young, just turned 14, first year at Junior Europeans for him, and Greece is at 210.55 right now, a little bit too far behind. Most likely will end up in last place. Let's see though what happens here with Team France. Reverse 2.5 somersault tuck on the 10-meter platform for Amélie Bayol. Ooh, way too far over. Way too far over. She comes out. It was a very good top, very fast in the somersault. Comes out too late and flies over. 3s from the judges, 25-20. I said something wrong before. I didn't notice how many teams we had left, but Team Greece, I said they most likely will end up last after this round of dives. We still I got that wrong. My math was wrong in that case. Still gotta wait for both Germany and Great Britain first, and Germany after France does their second dive on platform. Armstand forward somersault for the young French diver. Clean entry, not extremely well executed in the air, not sharp enough. But the entry was okay, slightly over probably. Needed to do a better job on the platform with their arms, and fives for Pierre and 191.30. They are behind Team Greece. The young French diver are behind Team Greece. Anna Newbrook, arms and back double somersault, 1.5 twist. You see how we go back and forth in this event between very hard dives, like in this case is this back armstand by the British diver Hannah, and we go back and forth between hard dives and very easy dives, like we saw the one before by Pierre, the French diver. That is due to the fact that teams pick different dives based on what they think would score them the most. So in one round you might see one team doing a very easy dive, but then following round they do a much harder dive. And this was the case with Great Britain. Arms and back double somersault, 1.5 twist by Hannah. Newbrook, not too bad, very fast in the air, not clean the entry, not clean enough to get very high scores. 5.5 though, 49.60 for her. With a better entry, she could have gone above 65 points easily. And now Robbie from Great Britain, Robbie Wood, doing a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck. Robbie is the British diver from the B group, and nice job. Very good, excellent entry, very good in the air, super fast spinning somersault, and then extremely clean getting in the water. Good job, Robbie. Very well executed reverse 2.5 somersault. 8 for him from the judges, 67.20, and they started slow, Team Great Britain, and definitely are coming back up very strong in the rankings. Now in third place, just 10 points behind Italy. That's what I was telling you about the strategies of the teams. Great Britain had a slow start, but definitely picking up a good rhythm to get back within the top 3 ranked teams. Germany now, inward 2.5 somersault pike. Very well executed in the air by Charlotte Lederer. Excellent takeoff, not a clean entry. Once again, very loose in her abs and core and back. The whole core part of her body just gets arched and not a clean entry. 5.5 and 6s for her. Germany's now at 218 points. Germany needs 40 points on this back arms and double somersault 1.5 twist to be between Italy and Great Britain, but definitely can get a little struggle there holding the armstand. Not saw the armstand, lot of movement, and overall a good job. A good job by Ole Johannes Rosler after struggling quite a bit on the arms, and does a good job. 7s from the judges. And we are done with we only have one more round of dives. Ukraine, Germany and Italy in top 3, but take a look at Great Britain, who's coming back, and they're all quite close to each other, these first 4 teams, considering the high degree of difficulty dives that they're about to perform. And the fight for medals is between Ukraine, who's solid in the lead. Oh, actually, they're tied. Sorry, at 285 with Germany. So, fight for a battle for gold between Ukraine and Germany, and for medals between Italy and Great Britain. We have Italy, a forward 3.5 somersault pike for Irene Pesce and Simone Conte from Italy. 3.0 degree of difficulty. by the Italians. Irene Pesce almost failed her dive. Way too short. Didn't complete her third and half somersault and ends up way too short. Huge mistake for Italy, and most likely not gonna go for medals because of that. She doesn't pick up any speed, and just once and 2.5 from for Team Italy, just 15 points, the lowest scoring dive for Team Italy. Team Bulgaria is in 4th place at the moment. We have Team Poland on the platform, back 2.5 somersault, pike with a half twist, 2.6 degree of difficulty. Good, wow, very good entry by Maciej Buliak. Extremely clean in the entry, and also Alexander Jankedov does a good job. Probably off rhythm in the air while somersaulting, but Poland closes at 268.10, slightly behind Italy. Italy now in big trouble. They're keeping their third place at the moment. Well, not the lead. Ukraine is way ahead in the lead. They're still on the podium, Team Italy right now, but there's still a few teams that can take that spot. Or a reverse dive pike on 5 meters for Team Turkey. Not well executed, and especially is an extremely easy dive. Extremely easy dive. 5.5, just 27.20 points, and they close at 248 points. Was checking, we have Team Sweden on 7 meters inward 2.5 somersault pike, 7.5 meters platform to be precise. Maya and Peder on the platform. And we saw both divers going way too far over. The timing was good. Way too far over past the vertical line. Not a high scoring dive. 260.85 for Team Sweden. Should have done a much better job here. Now we have Stravula Shalemou and Grigorios Mitrou from Greece. They are doing a reverse dive pike. Also for them, this is a voluntary dive. Junior divers, like is in this case, they usually use it not in a final. And they do both of them do a good job with their dive, but might be not enough. Definitely not enough to get on the top 3 spots. Dive wasn't bad overall, 6.5, but it's very easy, and the degree of difficulty must be increased if they want a chance at medals in next year's Pierre and Amélie from France, the young French divers on 7 meters, doing forward 2.5 somersault pike. Oh, nice synchro for the French divers. Again, it is an easy dive on 7. They do it standing, while usually some other divers perform this dive with an approach, with a run before the takeoff. 6s for them. They close at 2:34.50 in last place, unfortunately for them. Already in last in France, but they're very young. They definitely have a chance to gain experience here. Now let's see the battle for medals. Team Great Britain now. They're doing a back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twist. Chance to get ahead of Team Italy with Robbie Wood and Anna Newbrook. Oh, completely off rhythm in synchro. It is definitely enough to get a medal here today and get ahead of Italy, but definitely not as good synchro. Both divers take off at different speed. Also, Anna is quite too far away from the platform, but with 51.20, they for sure are going to get a medal now. Based on what Germany does, we decide what medal Ukraine, Great Britain, and Germany. All these 3 teams I just told you before this last dive by Germany, they're already in the top 3 seats, top 3 spots in the rankings. Let's see. Germany is in 3rd. Let's see how many points they score and what place they get. They need 56.20 to get gold. So 6.5 on this back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twist. And we gotta wait for the judges. First final of this Junior European Championship, and I can tell you already, we will be decided at the end. And Team Germany gets gold at the very last dive after Ukraine led the way throughout the whole competition. Incredible final dive by Team Germany with 64 points. They get gold. Second place again for